Hello students and viewers. Welcome back to my channel AV Samarpan, a journey of life science. Myself Vikash Kumar. In this video, we shall start a chapter of class 9 fundamental unit of life, cell. So, let's come to start this chapter without wasting our time. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. As we know, cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Unit of life or living organism. So that how it is structural and functional unit of life. As we shall discuss later also about unicellular and multicellular organism. So, in all the organisms which are present on earth or which extinct contains a cell and that are able to perform a work. So that if we take an example of a building, this is made by the combination of the bricks. In the same way, the body of any living organism is made by the combination of cells. So that the next one is discovery of cell. As we know, cell is very minute structure. So a special device that is known as a microscope is utilized to see the cells for the study of it. I have made a separate video on the topic discovery of cell. So I shall describe the other topic of this chapter in this video, and I have linked in description box for this video. You can see from there the previous video that is related to the discovery of cell. Okay, so now discovery of cell is by Robert Hooke. Discovery of cell. As we know, the cell is minute and it needs a device microscope. The invention of the microscope was in favor of J junction and Z junction, and after that in 1865 Robert Hooke made a crude microscope by using the lens to study the bark of the plant. Robert Hooke was a mathematician and physicist, but he was interested to study about the bark of plant. He prepared thin slices of the cork or bark and observed under microscope. Then after he saw amazing structure inside the structure. Now, the honeycomb like structure. We have seen honeycomb like structure was seen by Robert Hooke in 1665. So, like that. This is the honeycomb like structure. And after that, Robert Hooke thought ki what name is good for it. So he provided the name cellula. Singular cellula. That comes from Latin and it means little room. Little room. But after that, he converted the name into cell and wrote a book, Micrographia. Then after, the study of cell started. After that, in 1831, because after Robert Hooke in 1674, Anton von Leeuwenhoek studied on the living cells in protozoa and some others. So in 1838 and 1839, that was a great time for the cell theory. That means new study on cell. So let's come to know about the cell theory. Cell theory is not a theory related to mathematics or others. It is a statement that related to the cell. So, in 1838-1839, two scientists, German biologist M.J. Schleiden and Ch-1. M.J. Schleiden, both were German biologist. M.J. Schleiden, botany, and Ch-1, zoology. So, both studied on cell and give some statement about cell theory, that means about cell. So after that, cell theory was represented in 1838, studied by M.J. Schleiden, and in 1839 studied by Ch-1. So that cell theory was represented at that time in this way. The statement that time was given by M.J. Schleiden and Ch-1. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. So now, cell theory. All the organisms are made up of cell. That was the first statement. The second one, all the organisms start their life with one cell. The next one, activities of the organism are the sum total of the work performed by the cells. So that these were the three statement about the cell, that was cell theory. But in 1855, 1855, a scientist, Virchow, Rudolf Virchow, expanded the cell theory, and he observed all the new cells formed from the pre-existing cell. All the new cells are formed from pre-existing cell. And after that, a Latin statement, omnis cellula e cellula, was given by him. That means new cells formed from the pre-existing cells. So he helped to expand the cell theory, and one statements also added in it. Now, new cells arises from the pre-existing cells. So that now in modern cell theory, some statements are also added, but it is also called modern cell theory. Okay. After that, the study of cell started in more and more view. So that let's come for our next topic. We know the organism contain one or more cells. On the basis of the presence of the number of cells, organisms are divided in two categories. The first one is unicellular. Unicellular organism. The organism which contain or which is made by only one cell. Body contains or body is made by only one cell, known as unicellular organism. The example of it, amoeba, paramecium, euglena, chlamydomonas, and so on. So, one cell is able to perform all the functions of the life, like that of taking the food for nutrition, respiration, excretion, and others. So that unicellular organism perform all the function, and on the basis of it we can say organism or cell is the functional unit of life. So a unicellular organism that contain only one cell cannot be divided more cells or more part, so that on the basis of that thing, unicellular organisms are also called acellular organisms. The next one is multicellular. So come for that. Multicellular organism. The body of the organism made by more than one cell. Multicellular organism. Okay. Body is made by, or body contains more than one cell. One cell. So that examples of fungi, here one exception is yeast. Yeast is only fungi that is unicellular. Next one is all the plants and animals. So that in case of multicellular organism, cells combine to perform special function, and it combines to form tissues, then tissues combine to form organ, organ combine to form organ system, and organ system represents organism. In this way, cells, tissue, organ, organ system, then organism. So that if we study about only cell, so one cell perform special functions also. Then, as for example, RBC is a cell and helps in the transportation of oxygen. Then tissue perform special functions, organ perform special functions, in the same way organ system and then organism that perform the life. So multicellular organisms are complex, but if we study about multicellular organism, we see the cell is the really major part or major thing that is called unit, because it performs functions and also structure. On the basis of that, as we have studied, cell is known as the structural and functional unit of life. So, our next point is that shape and size of the cell. As we know, cell is a minute structure. Okay, so shape and size. Shape and size. First we shall discuss about the shape. Shape of the cell is especially depend on the functions performed in the body. As the shape is different on the basis of functions, it may be exactly the shape of some organism is not fixed. For example, cell of amoeba, that is unicellular, it is not fixed. So, not fixed. Some of the cells shapes are not fixed. Not fixed amoeba. Amoeba. Other white blood cells. Cells. But most of the cells have fixed shape. So, if they have fixed shape, so what type of shapes are they have? They have polygonal. Like that, liver cell, also spherical, spherical, like that of ovum. Biconcave disc shape. Disc shaped. Our RBC. Some others not. Sperm. It is also longitudinal. So that sperm cell. Some cells are of others shape. So that if we talk about the size of the cell, it is also differ. We know that cells are minute, but some of the cells can be seen with the naked eyes. It is really surprising. So let's come to see that. Some cells like that, eggs of reptiles and birds can be seen with the naked eyes. Reptiles, that means lizards, snakes, etc. So we can see the eggs of reptiles and birds, and it is cell. Eggs of reptiles and birds are cell. We can see it. But most of the cells, that means majority of cells, cannot be seen with naked eye. And we use microscope to see that. So its size is different. Its size ranges from 0.1 micron. So that the smallest cell is mycoplasma. Mycoplasma, we shall discuss about it also. Mycoplasma, its size is, cell size is 0.1 to 0.5 micron. That means micrometer. Also, if we calculate the size of RBC, diameter of RBC is around 7 micrometer. But sometimes we see long cell. In case of nerve cell, it is around 90 to 100 centimeter. Ostrich egg, it is around 18 centimeter. So that there are different types of cells that have different size. So mycoplasma, let me erase it first. Mycoplasma, that is PPLO. Pleuropneumonia, like organism. Pleuropneumonia like organism. It has the smallest cell, that is, we have discussed 0.1 to 0.5 micron. Okay. So longest cell present in human body, nerve cell. Largest, that is ostrich egg. But the question is also how the number of cells helps in the calculation of the size of an organism. The size of an organism depend on the number, not on the size of cell. If we study about rat, that is a little organism, and if we study about the elephant, the cells of liver, in both cases, or the cells of kidney, in both cases is around the same, size of the cell is around the same, but the size of the organism is completely different. So if the more and more number of cells are present in the organism, that define the size of the organism. No matter cell is smaller or larger. Rat is smaller because less number of cells. Elephant is larger because high numbers of cells. So that we know number of cells define the size of an organism, and we will surprised to know about 100 trillion cells are present in human body. So that if the question is raised, number of cells define the size of an organism or size of cell, the answer will be number of cells define the size of an organism. Next topic of this chapter we shall discuss in next videos. Keep watching. I hope you got knowledge from this video. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. If you are new on this channel, please subscribe my channel so that you will get my videos. Thank you.